Okay. First, I'll introduce myself. I work with StanceBeam. I'm a Cricket Australia high performance level 3 coach. I work here as a full-time cricket coach within the state pathways. So that's here in Australia. That's with the Cricket Victoria, the state of Victoria, home of Shane Warne, who most of you would know. I've done remote coaching for 20 years since I moved over from England to keep in contact with players from beginners all the way up to first-class players that I've worked with. Just to assure everyone that this remote coaching, it certainly works for all ages and abilities, boys, girls, from 5-year-olds up to 55-year-olds even. And over here in Australia, whilst it's a little bit different where you guys are, one-to-one coaching is our main format of coaching. So we're very used to working in this way, and those of you that get involved with it will find it really beneficial for yourselves and for your children. I'll just let a couple more people in. I think we've got a full house nearly here, Aminda. So we'll get everyone in. I think we're expecting 40. We've got about 65 so far, so that's very exciting. Okay, I will. So, how does? I guess the question everyone's got is, how does remote coaching work? Pretty simple. The player records their batting, bowling, fielding, or wicket keeping, within our StanceBeam app. Then the player sends that footage to their coach via the StanceBeam app. The coach can review the player's batting, bowling, or fielding. Let's go in here. So make sure everyone's turned off. Sorry. Funny noise there. Sorry, I'm just muting a few people. Goodness me, it's a big crowd tonight. Okay, we'll get back to it. Those of you who've just joined us, we haven't done too much so far. We've just done some introductions, so you can you'll catch up pretty quickly. So, player records their footage on the app. Player sends the footage to the coach via the app. Coach can review the player videos. Coach can send feedback via the app. So imagine, instead of it being the player in front of the coach, okay, in person, where they can high five and be right in front of each other, instead it's just through the screen like I am to you, to everyone now. So that feedback can then be given in written format and in and spoken word. So an audio message can be sent, and then drills can be sent via the app for the players to practice, to work on the area of the game that the coach has decided that they should work on within the assessment. Okay, everyone can still hear me? I'm in there, yeah?
All good, Chris.
Great, cool, thank you. Okay, how often does remote coaching need to take place? Players can practice within their homes, on their balconies with obviously safety guidelines in place. They can practice their drills as often as they like. The engagement between player and coach, that can be simply on a weekly interaction. We do that here. Been doing that a lot, and even more so at the moment with the current situation, with our local players as well as overseas players. So that's more than enough, the weekly interaction between coach and player. Lots of advantages. Just put a couple of little points down there, that this program with remote coaching can be tailored to the player's individual needs. So if you're a spin bowler, it can be tailored to your game. If you're a batter, it can be tailored to yours. And the errors in your game will be different to somebody else's, just as your strengths will be different to everyone else's as well. So no travel, that's an advantage in a busy country like your own. It'd be nice to be able to have your cricket coaching at home, or in the future, if you're unable to get to your academy, then you would be able to have your coaching from home, whether that be because your car doesn't want to work or whether somebody can't give you a lift. Then there's lots of advantages to the remote coaching. So that will be all good. How it works in the app, I will just change which screen I'm sharing here. I'm pretty sure everyone will be very keen to see how that goes. So I'm just I'll just get into my phone here, into my little Samsung Galaxy, which I am loving, and I will just stop sharing that one. And I will just let a few more people in here for us. We're nearly into the 70s here. It's getting quite busy. Full house. Not getting nervous. It's good. Right, where is my share screen? Yeah, you can come in as well. All right, let's have a look. Get this going. Okay. Okay. So a little bit of a delay with this, but everyone can see there. I'll go back to my home screen. Those that haven't seen the app, I'll just take you through here. We've got play here, where we can record some footage. So again, if that was me wanting to record some footage for my coach, I come into this section. Okay, and whether it's batting, bowling, fielding, or wicket keeping, I can record that footage. Quick start. And away I go. If I'm wanting to record drills, then I can jump into this section as well. And I'll go back to, let's have a look here. Go into my sessions, and let's have a look at some of the footage in here for myself. So the coach, this is what the coach would be seeing of yourselves. This is showing up on the screen, okay? Yep. Thumbs up. We got me. Little bit of participant engagement here. We can really get this going. Okay. Look happier. This is cricket. Let's smile. Okay. So footage comes through to the coach. We got a footage of a young fella here, and we can change the frame rate. We can look at this frame by frame. Head's moving nicely to the ball. And so the coach can have that. So you can have recorded that 5 minutes ago or 1 minute ago, and the coach can have that uploaded to their app, and they can see what you're doing and help you out instantaneously, absolutely straight away if that's what is there for the program, or when it's time to look through your game. So we've got more people knocking on the door here. We'll let those in as well. So so we can go through each shot that the player plays. We can speed it up and go at normal speed. I'd like this young fella. My feedback here is if I was sending it, I'd be wanting to have a slightly shorter step for that delivery. Okay, he's just overstepping a bit, which is pushing his head outside his feet, which would sort of, we know that if that's swinging in, that's going to make them fall across their stumps a little bit like David Warner in the Ashes, and we're going to have lots of LBWs there. So that's one away. And you can see there, he's in a pretty small space. He's knocking the ball, he's knocking the cone over. Okay, so we can do these drills. We can use remote coaching in any sort of space that's possible for us. So we'll go to another little bit of footage. There we go. So we'll just jump back to, I'll just mute a few people on here. Let's just turn that one off. I'll leave them in the round. Okay, so if we want to jump in and review a session, we've got our list of players. We'll get somebody with a little bit of video footage here.
Chris, you have a quite big list of players you have on the app now.
Yes, we do. Yep, and I work across a couple of devices as well. So I use the Android device and I use the iPhone device. So this is just a small percentage of them. Basically, every player every player we work with now, we use StanceBeam, whether it's to use with the bat sensor or whether it's without the bat sensor. It's absolutely superb. So these, I've got Nicholas is here in Australia, and we've got Samara and Shivi over in India. I've got Cooper in England, and Young Arabs over there in India with you guys as well. So if I go into here, we can look at his session. We can look at the footage. So again, not in the middle of the MCG. He's not in the middle of the Delhi Capital Stadium. He's right here in a very similar sort of environment to all of you guys will get. So then we've had a look. You can all be coaches back at home or in your office there, or wherever you're allowed to be at the moment. But again, quite a big step here. If we go back to his footage, we'll just slow it down. So we'll play that. I might speed it up a little bit. So loving the hands, loving the backswing. This young fella's got his hands a little bit too far apart for someone of his age, I would say, and quite a big step. So if I then went into submit a review, pretty simple. I'd be typing in here, hands a little bit far apart on the handle. That would be one piece of feedback I could send. I won't send that to him now because I've already sent that once, and he'll think I'm picking on him. But that's as easy as it is for your coach, without seeing you in person, to be able to give you some feedback. Minda, have you any questions that you think would need answering on there?
Yeah,
I see some people who have raised hands. So, Arminder, why don't you ask each of these guys to put the question up front?
Dinesh, the flow, the way we decided is we'll have Chris cover all the stuff. They can type their questions in the box here, and we'll take questions in the last.
Sorry, okay. I'll see that there. Yeah, I'll just write questions answered at the end. Yep, cool. Yep, cool. That looks like that's going to be fun, that bit. We'll go and look at that in a minute. Okay. Get back in here. Okay, so one thing, look, in addition to, I'll just change my player in here, and we'll just go into here. There's my stats. Just want to review Nick. Sorry, just bringing Nick's sessions up. So Nick's somebody that is, as well as being able to do the video features, the video app, we can actually get some pretty cool numbers, so we can see how players are improving. If you're somebody who's got the bat sensor, we're not going to go into it too much today. That'll be for another day. But we can go through and compare Nick's sessions to see how he's improving. Okay, so we can see his power. We can see his shot efficiency is improving. That's good. That's a big tick for me and for him. We can see his speed at impact numbers. There's heaps of numbers there. We won't go into that too much today. But then we can go through ball by ball here. So with the bat sensor, we can get numbers for every single ball, and we can go into real detail. So just to give you a sneak peek of that, for those that haven't had a look at the bat sensor, I won't put too much time. That's not what we hear about today, but we can see backlifts. Everything's there that you could ever dream of as a cricket nerd like myself. That's what we want to see. Are we still quality okay? Thumbs up if everyone can hear everything still. Great. Cool. Okay, I think there'll be plenty of questions on that soon, I suspect. A couple more people wanting to get in here. We'll let that in. Okay. So I might just go back to my presentation. We'll go back here. We'll jump out of there. Yep, they can come in as well. Okay, so that's a little bit of the app. So that's how your coaches can get access and see what you've been doing, when you've been doing it. It's straight up there, uploaded to your coach. They, when time permits, obviously you've got a lot of, every coach has a lot of players. They would work through, send you feedback, send you drills. You can then put them into place within your current learning environment where you're practicing your cricket, and you're all going. And you'll be hitting more balls, bowling more balls, catching more balls, fielding more balls than you probably have ever dreamt of, and you'll be loving it. I'll show you a couple of little drills, just so people can see that these sort of drills are things that aren't just for beginners. They're for players all the way up to the elites. We're very lucky where I am here in Victoria in Australia, where we get, I'm not sure how big these videos have come up, where we get lots of elite players. So this is a first-class bowler. He's just hopping through his bowling drills. He opened the bowling in first-class cricket last year. So just a little drill. We're just using hurdles and cones here. Okay, but again, he's working in a 3-meter space there. Okay, and that's a first-class bowler that would come in working with us, and he's going through his drills. This young man is Jake Fraser McGurk. He's played for Victoria as well. He's just going through a leg spin. He's going through a leg spin bowling drill there. Okay, again, he's in the space of the crease. He only needs a meter. Okay, he's bowling off his knee so that he's using his upper body. Okay, so any space that any age player has got to work in works superbly. And then I've got a wicket keeper here. I work with. Okay, now I'm about 6 meters away from him there. He wicket keeps for Holland. Okay, for the Netherlands in the World Cup, T20 World Cup. Scott Edwards. Okay, so he's just working across a 3-4 meter space, side to side. Now he could be bouncing a tennis ball or a ping pong ball off a wall there, and I will show you some other stuff you can do. Could you see those, Aminder, okay? Could everyone see those okay? Yep. Okay. We can see those? Very good. So that's just to show you that these aren't just for beginner. Drills within a remote coaching environment. They're for every player from the 5-year-old all the way up to to those 3 guys have all played first-class cricket. One's played in World Cups, and I'm pretty sure another one will probably play in the next World Cup for Australia. So they're all that's just sort of confirming that point on this slide here. Okay. Coaching and drills for being indoors. I might just get myself on the move here a little bit and just show you some things that can be done in a limited space. So hopefully I'm nice and tidy in here and everyone can still see me. So I'm stuck here amongst TVs and all sorts of things. Okay, so I'll just bring that down. Let me see if everyone's got me there. Yes, we've got me. Think. Yeah. Okay. So things like that hoop, things like the bowling for the knee. Again, I'm in a little space here. I can be off spin. I can be leg spin. Okay. I'm just using a little bit of space within sort of my living space here. Instead of what we do, drills we do, if you're used to using hula hoops, items like that, pair of tracksuit pants, okay, all I'm going to do is tie a knot in them, okay, and then that makes me show you guys that down there on the floor, okay. I've now got my little hoop, okay. All right, now I might be using that for a batting drill. So some drills we do, okay, we have the back foot in the hoop, okay, and we want you to hit with your back foot not coming out of there, okay. So that's a nice, simple way to create a piece of equipment for a couple of drills that we might be doing. Using feet to spin, okay. I might put a little ball That's in short, I think. Down on the ground. Okay. A couple of balls. Okay. And then I'm now gonna advance down the pitch, and then I'm gonna hop back, and then I'm gonna come through. Again, I'm just working in sort of a 1-2 meter space. That's all I need to do to get repetition and to get me to get my batting, my feet going to batting to spin. Okay, this room is 4 meters long that I'm in. Okay, so it's not huge. I'm up and about. I'm on the move. Hitting off a tee. We might not have a. So again, I don't have to have a ball on it like you saw in the drill before. Okay. I got my little bat. Okay, and I'm just going to hit the top of the tee. Okay, I've absolutely smashed that one. I'm going all right. I haven't got a Kookaburra bat with me. I'll probably get a bit of trouble for that. And then when it comes to bowling, this one's going to look a bit funny. Okay, but if I'm wanting to work on my seam position, whether I've got that ball, I've got a tennis ball. Okay, I might draw a seam on that with a texter. I'll get one here. Okay, so I go from having a tennis ball, okay, and now I'm going to draw seam on it. Okay, so I've got my seam. Okay, now if I'm wanting to see my wrist position, if I go off the screen here, I'm going to lie down. Okay, and all I'm doing is throwing the ball up at the roof. Okay, and I'm making sure the seam's nice and straight. So I'm working on my wrist position. Okay, and all I need to be able to do is lie down. Okay, and tennis ball at the roof. So again, just showing you guys that whilst we're used to being in these big open spaces with lots of cricket nets and lots of players and lots of coaches, you can and will improve your cricket from being indoors, because we have to be at the moment. You know, instead of using, you might have poles that you use as barriers. You know, I can use, you can use a wall. All right, I might go a little bit further over here. Try and show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's put some more lights on. So I've got a hallway here. Okay, I think you can see me. It's a bowler that might be used to falling over. You can use the wall in my house. Okay, I'm walking through, I'm up, and through, and away I go. Okay, I'm not falling over. Okay, player that's going might have their arm going out. All right, I'm up, down, or using the wall, and through I go. Okay, so we've got everything we need to make remote coaching work. From a space point of view and walls, we've got that here. You know, that's wherever we are, whatever space you've got, you can absolutely do that. Okay, hope that explains that a little bit. Aminda, okay with that?
That was great, Chris.
Cool.
In fact, I got to know many new things now.
Cool. Everyone in my dog's looking at me rather strange, wondering why is he doing this again? It's a regular occurrence. Okay, so coaching equipment at home. I'll just go and grab a couple of these things over here. So one thing I didn't show there is I actually use, I'll get back on the floor in a second. I actually use a towel for a lot of batting for remote coaching. So rather than a bat, okay, we can use a towel. I'll put a bit of pressure on myself here, everyone. I'll probably miss this now, but I'll just let those people in. Okay, but if you swing slow with a towel, it's pretty hard to hit a ball, okay? But we've all whipped a towel and we hear it crack like a whip, okay? So if I put the ball in, okay, all right, and then my towel's now my bat, and then I'm just gonna bang. I nearly missed it, okay? But you can see I can actually hit that ball with a towel, okay? I'm going to be in trouble. I've nearly put a hole in the wall with that one. So that's a real easy drill. We've all got towels and cloths and all that sort of stuff, so we can get that one going for everyone can be doing that with their remote coach. So other things to use seen the tennis balls. We've got, you can use plastic cups as tees. We can use stools and chairs. I'm actually sat on a swivel chair here. If I can get far enough away. And one really good thing about a swivel chair is if you're running in your run up and your arms are going across you, what's the rest of my body doing? It's twisting. Okay. If my arms are going, okay, like a sprinter, I'm stationary. Okay. So even a swivel chair is a really, really good piece of equipment. If you've got an office chair, that's really good. One thing, I mean, I just nearly put a hole in the wall hitting that tennis ball. One thing that we can use in what you can use within the home or the office or whatever it is, pair of socks. Okay, roll them up. We've got a ball that won't break anything. Okay, so we can use that for catching. We can use it for bowling into a wall. Okay, we can use it for hitting off the tee. Okay, so that's probably the easiest one. We can get that anyway. So I showed you, using the trousers as a hoop or as a target to bowl at or to keep that foot still. Plastic cups, I rolled up socks, stools and chairs, very handy. Towel, there's heaps more, but that's all I could sort of fit on the screen there. I think we're going okay for time. We might just, I think we've covered most things that we felt would help you guys with decision making with remote coaching. I think we'll go, if that's all right with everyone there, I might just have a look, see what questions there are, if I can find that part. Let's have a look here. Chat 7. Okay, so, all right. Let's have a look here. Can everyone see the chat there?
Yep.
Everyone's muted. Let's find some questions. How can increase bowling speed? Improve technique. Okay. Run-up speed. We can't work too much on run-up speed outdoors, but we can certainly work on getting fast feet. We can work if we haven't got a good technique, we can't bowl super fast for very long. Okay. There's definitely players have played cricket with very bad, with not great technique, but they haven't lasted very long. They've become injured. And so the working on technique with your coach, putting videos into StanceBeam so they can look at it and give you some ideas what to work on. Then we can improve that massively. What is the name of the application? StanceBeam. That's been answered. Yep, showed some drills about bowling, mindset, and how to overcome self-doubt. We probably haven't got enough time to go through that one, but good question. Look, I think just thinking positively about anything we do in cricket. The minute we have a negative thought in our head, then it's gonna affect our performance. One little thing I do with my players, the moment something negative comes in your head, just give yourself a tap on the thigh with your fingers, with your hand, and that is your signal to erase that negative thought and to be thinking positively. Always think about what you do want to do as a cricketer, not what you don't want to do. Okay, if you start thinking about what you don't want to do, it will happen. If you think about what you do want to do, you'd be surprised. Even as simple as thinking about where you want to hit the ball as a batter into the gaps rather than where are the fielders. Okay, if you're thinking about where the fielders are, you will hit the ball there more often than not. The best players in the world, they hit it in the gaps with ease because they're thinking about the gaps. They're thinking about where they want the ball to go, and it goes there. Whereas at the lower level, we tend to think about where the fielders are. Okay. Bowling features of the app. Yes, we can record. We can record bowling on there, fielding, wicket keeping. All that can be sent through to your remote coach. Bat speed. The really good one for the bat speed is with the towel. We can work on that with the towel. Sorry, I've just lost the corner. Let's have a look. Improved line and length. Good technique is vital to good line and length. So you've got a consistent release point. consistent release, consistent delivery stride. Again, these are things that you're going to have, we've got lots of time to work on with the isolation, getting our action right, getting our drills right, working with your coaches, wicket keeping in the home, lots of little catching drills. We can, there was the one there that I just showed before with Scott, you know, he's just working in a 4 meter space side to side. That rather than a coach throwing it, if you're there on your own, can be bouncing it off a wall or a fence, and you just move your footwork side to side. Juggling, okay, balls off a wall, 1, 2, and 3. What else have we got? You could put some obstacles down on the floor, like a couple of pairs of shoes, a t-shirt, a couple of cups, and just bounce the ball off a wall. When it comes back, it's going to hit one of those, and it's going to deflect it. So you'll be able to take the rebound and work on your reactions there. How to judge line and length. Again, we can be doing that, you know, in a small space with a ball bouncing off a wall, or a parent underarming the ball to you and moving accordingly. One drill I do, you know, you could have the ball could be fed from somebody kneeling from 5 meters away, and if that person lets go of it late, it's going to come up near your head. If they let go of it early when they're underarming, then it's going to, I can probably do a little example of that actually. It's going to go full, isn't it? So it's pretty much the same. If a bowler lets go of the ball late at you, it's going to be at your head because it's going to be a bouncer. And if they let go of it early, give you guys can have a little bit of batting practice here. So I've got 3 little ping pong balls here. Okay, so I might be the batter who's 2 or 3 meters away. Okay, and if I let go of the ball there, they're going to have to play with the front foot. Okay, so that's going into the middle of your bat. If I let go of the ball here, okay, it's up at your head. Okay, so we're only in a 4 meter space, but the batter has to make a decision there on judging line and length based on the release point. Okay, now that could be bounced at you, that's all well and good, and it can just be saying full, short, anywhere you want, whatever space you've got, we can find a way. Minimum height for a fast bowler, I don't think there is one, is there? How tall is Mohammed Shami? He's not that tall, is he? He's about 5'8", is he? 170 centimeters, maybe 160 centimeters. That's not very tall. I was at the cricket. I was at the nets on Boxing Day a couple of years ago when he was there, and I thought, oh my goodness, he's only little, but he sure got the ball through at pace. So I don't think height's a limitation, not at all. Stamina, a little bit hard to do stamina at home at the moment. You can work on core stamina. How to make your shoulder stronger. Lots of push-ups indoors at the moment. Arm care programs, there'll be something that the CAP team can work on you with. There's lots of arm care stuff online. Lots of good baseball programs for that everyone can do at home with very basic equipment. How to work on back knee drive of a bowler in a small distance. That's a really good question. Just coming from Raghu here. We can, very easy to do that. We can draw, I'll just try and get down here again. I'm running over Aminda. I don't want to get us in trouble. Okay, so the knee drive, okay, that might be our delivery strike. Okay. And we're here, and we just want to go bang, okay, and through. Okay, so we're in here, pre-turn, bang. Okay, so your coaches within the CAP system will be able to give you this stuff. Okay, but again, I'm in my delivery stride, nice and long. That knee bends, and then bang. Okay. You go and look at any, you know, that lots and lots of repetition of that. This is a great opportunity to do that sort of stuff.
Can I request? Can we mute everyone again?
Sorry, let's just have a look who's sneaked through there. Yeah, there's just a couple, I think. I missed those. Doesn't want to mute everyone in one go for some reason.
Okay.
All right, I'll go through one by one. Oh, here we go. We've done it.
So how to play cover drive?
I missed that question.
How to play cover drive, Chris?
How to play cover drive. Nice and balanced. Head to the ball first. We want that shoulder and that head to move to the ball. Step to the inside of the ball. Step probably doesn't need to go outside off stump, contrary to what some coaches say. And from there, we want that, once that front foot's in position, then our hands swing through the ball, okay? Then we start the hands. We don't want to move those hands until that front foot's in position. Look like Coley. So cover drive, head, step, hands move, follow through, whether we're rolling the hands over the shoulder or whether we're nice high elbow like Virat. Yeah.
So, Chris, I have one question here.
Yes.
I really got excited with the drills you shown. What can be done in the home?
Yep.
So, if my kid, right, who is 8, I want to work like for a month with you, right? So there will be set of structured these drills and programs which will be given to him so that he can continue to do new and new drills, and if needs to do repetitively to improve, right? And then definitely based on what he really wants to do.
Absolutely. So there's so many different drills, and then your coaches within the CAP Academy they will have drills, and they will have ways of adapting to be indoors. The drills I use might not be the same ones as the ones they use, but they're more than welcome to use them. But we don't. We're not limited by isolation when it comes to cricket coaching at all. Not at all.
Okay.
So yes, there'd be structure. Your coach would give you drills so that this is what you need to do first, and then this, and then this. Those drills I've shown everybody here today. Some players will be ready to do those. Some players might need to do something else first, and that's why the coaches do what they do. That's why they're so important to you guys.
Mm-hmm. So then, Chris, that also means like we will have some kids who have some backyard as well, some outdoors, or maybe we are expecting some places may open up. Like I'll be go out in a ground as well to play some shots. So as we start possibility. So I'll have the option actually to my coach tailoring my drills based on if I have a better place, right? Go out so that drills can be tailored for that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely. That's why the beauty of the remote coaching is that it can be tailored for everyone's individual needs and the resources they've got. That's as opposed to such huge numbers. Whilst we'd all rather be outside in a big group doing bat versus ball, we can't due to the circumstances. But it's actually, every cloud, we have a saying here, every cloud has a silver lining. This is a time to really hone technique, and we can still work on decision making, which is what net sessions are all about. They're all about decision making. It's very hard to work on technique in a net session. Not impossible, but it is hard. So yeah, this is a time to be really take advantage of and get your technique in order.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
No worries. Got some more questions here. How to improve spin bowling follow through and really drive your back knee. Really drive that back knee through, so that back knee drives up and at the target and isn't lazy. So drive that knee, it drives the hip, and that gets our follow through. How to play the in-swinging ball. Be balanced. Have a really good stance, really good setup, be balanced. People who don't play the in-swinging ball tend to be the ones who fall across to the offside, and the ball gets inside their eye line, and then they're in trouble. Go and ask David Warner about that. So improve your timing in batting again. Back to technique. If we've got, if our feet are moving well, if we're balanced, if our shoulders moving at the ball, then our timing will improve. We'll be able to see the ball clearly. We'll be able to make good decisions. How do we bowl the perfect Yorker? Lots of practice. The lower the action, the longer the delivery stride, tends to be a bit easier to bowl Yorkers. If you look at someone like Mitchell Stark, very long stride, very low. At the crease, okay, yes, he's tall and he can bowl bounces, but you know he's able to push it. A lot harder for a tall bowler to bowl good Yorkers. Drill for improving action. There's lots. Might leave that one to. That's the last question there at the moment. Might leave that for some of your cap coaches to work on. But it depends on what needs improving about. Also reaction, not action. Lots of little things, you know, just moving fast, catching balls from a close distance off a wall, having tennis balls hit, you know, thrown at you quickly, or if you can, once you get outdoors, having tennis balls hit quick at you. You know, little putting obstacles on the ground and throwing it, bouncing a tennis ball towards them, and then it getting deflected and you having to react. A little bit like you're at short leg, but again, that will improve your reactions for batting and fielding. It's difficult. Sir, I play with the O grip. It's difficult for me to play with the V grip. Should I change? Play naturally. Whatever works for you. If it's not limiting your game too much, you know, everybody's technique's different. And look at the best players in the world. Look at those that have been the best players in the world. They're all a little bit different. It just means that you might be stronger in some areas and weaker in others. If you've got an O grip, you tend to be not be able to follow through fully, because we're gripping the bat a little bit tighter with the bottom hand. If it's the top hand, it shouldn't limit you at all. If we're talking about the O grip with the top hand. No, someone's just asked about high. I'd say no. From my experience, the shorter you are, the easier it is to bowl a Yorker, because you've got more margin for error. Whereas as a quick bowler, as a tall bowler, it's easier. If you miss, you're going to bowl a full toss. Yeah. Someone sneaked through our mute barrier there. Just turn a couple off. Okay. We've got some hands up here, so we'll have a look. Just type, if you've got questions, just type them in and we can get through them. My head goes down. It's difficult to play an in-swinger. Okay, I'll go through this one quickly. This is one of my favourites at the moment. My head goes down. I was difficult to play in-swinger. So let me see what I've got here. Everyone can still hear me, still see me. Okay, I'm going to kneel down for this because it'll be easier. All right. So when we're batting, a lot of people get told, I've got my little bat here, to, okay, when we're hitting, to go down here. Correct? Okay. What you find is when we bring our head down there, our head goes over, we fall. Okay. Also, our head can't move quick enough if the ball's going at 130 k's. Okay, when we first start to play. So the drill we do, okay, normally with the cone. Okay, when you hit that ball, okay, you got to keep that cone on your head. Oh, there you go. Okay, all right, you got to keep that cone and just use your eyes to follow the ball. Okay, so from there, I mean, I'm kneeling down, so it's a bit easy for me to balance. So my eyes can follow the ball, but I can still play my cover drive, okay, without that coming off too soon. All right, so when we bring our head down, we affect our balance, okay? When we keep our head up, that could be a little cone, it could be a towel, whatever you want to put on there, okay? But use your eyes, okay? So by using your eyes, we can track the ball, okay, down there, all right? Keep your head up, okay? The other thing about keeping your head up, all right? If I play my shot, okay, the other advantage of that, if I play my shot here, using my eyes, my peripheral vision, okay, I can now see if I can score a run, okay? I can go fast. I know straight away. I can see the ball. If it's gone near a fielder, if it's in the gap, bang, I'm off. I'm running. If I'm like this, okay, as well as affecting my balance, my peripheral vision is now going between points and square leg. So if I hit the ball in front of the wicket, I've got to go, bang, look up, have a look around. No, I've missed a run. Okay, so a couple of good question. I like that one. That's one of my favorites. So that's a big advantage to in-swingers. Who is my favorite wicketkeeper batsman? I'm gonna have to say Adam Gilchrist, I think. When I play slog sweep, my balance falls down. Play straight. Don't slog sweep. Play straight. Hit down the ground. If you can't play it, though, paddle sweep maybe. Okay. But again, if you want to practice that, you could have a pair of socks on a toilet roll tube, and you could practice that and get your balance right with your drills. How to play high-speed outswinger if it is between full and good length. Okay, bat on off stump. Okay, to play out good outswingers. If we bat on off stump, then it's harder for them to beat our outside edge, and we can hit through mid-off and mid-on, and they'll probably bowl straighter, which means we can work the ball off our pads. Mahendra from Capicola, since we are all on lockdown, would you please tell students about some indoor activities? Yeah, we've done lots of those. I think we've got that. You might have missed that early on. Best home drill for batters, I think it's the towel drill. I like the towel drill. That's a really good one. Fielding drills, we might get some more for that. We might put some more fielding drills on there. But little things like getting just into our ready position. Okay, go back here. I'm going to be tired after this. Okay, so fielding drills, we could be in here, okay, practicing getting down, ball being rolled to us, okay, and then we could be into our throwing position, okay, we're there, and bang, just moving into that. We can do lots of things in a short space. We can practice diving from our knees, okay, we could be kneeling down, and diving to our left, diving to our right. Plug myself back in. So what else have we got here? What do I like most, batting or bowling? I'm a bit strange. My favourite parts of the game, batting or bowling, do I like most? My favourite part of the game, I love fielding and I love running between the wickets. Those are my two favourite parts of the game. How can you improve my in-swing? Wrist position. Okay, where's my cricket ball gone? Making sure that when we've got our wrist, okay, that the ball, our wrist is strong behind the ball, and when we release it, it's angling in to the camera. Okay, so wrist position. If we want outswing, we're going to want that wrist to be here. Okay, if we want that in swing, we've got to get the wrist in this position. We've got changes there. That's the beauty of someone like Jimmy Anderson. He was able to change his wrist at the last minute, and away we go. So in swing drills, we can practice wrist position. Okay, once we can get out, once we, that wrist position, we can bowl the sock into the wall. We won't do any damage. Bowling drills to increase speed and core strength. Look, I guess a really good one there. It's just that I'm just on my back foot here. Okay, so if I'm here and holding my core in, okay, as good as anything. I can hop, bang, like that drill Mitch was doing before. We're there. Okay, that's working my core. Okay, best way to be fit for cricket, especially in isolation with remote coaching, is to be doing your drills and engaging your core. Okay, you get fit for cricket by playing cricket, and we can't do it outdoors at the moment, but we can do it indoors. We can replicate it. It's not a problem at all. Okay, then we've got time for maybe another question. Fitness at home. It's a big topic, the fitness at home. We're working through some things on that. Yeah, I think we're all good.
So I have one question for you.
Yes.
There is a question already. I see a few kids have asked that on the chat as well. Like, what are the standard drills they can do at home, right? So, but I want to expand it is. One is, which are some of the drills which everyone can try, but what is your view on picking up any and every drill and try to do at home, right? And does it go for good or not that good for kids, right? So what is your view if you are doing any drill without any supervision, how important it is, like you select your drill, right, for that, and don't jump on and everything. So one part is, some standard drills which everyone can do with safety, right, without impacting their technique. And second is, which are the drills we shall stay away if we don't have someone advised to do what is right to do.
Yeah, correct. I just think the important what isolation has shown is that there's so much stuff just thrown out there online. Okay, but it needs to be the right drills and the right practice for the individual, for each player, and that's why using the StanceBeam app and the coaches giving the drills that player needs is so important. Okay, because if we're practicing the wrong thing, we could do it 100 times a day, but if it's the wrong thing for that player, we're going to get worse, not better. So that's why it's really important. Why it's fantastic that the CAP Cricket Academy has put together this remote coaching offering and program so that players aren't doing the wrong thing, so that they can be helped. That's why cricket coaches are there to help everyone make sure the game's fun and make sure they're the best player they can be. So, yeah, absolutely. There's no point just going out there Googling cover drive drills, because they might be ones that are appropriate for, somebody else. And they might not be the right ones for each person that's in here with us today.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Chris, another.
Sir, my question is, who is wicket keeper is the best?
I missed that. What was that one?
What do you think is the best wicket keeper in the world?
I better say Dhoni.
Yes.
Yeah.
Many. Yeah, my
Yeah.
question is that.
So, Chris, I think few
Sir,
people
how
have.
to play straight dive?
I can't find the participants thing here.
Sir, how to play straight dive?
Straight drive.
Mhm.
Balance. Hang on. Let me get up. I'll show you.
Yes, sir.
You still see me, everyone? Am I still there?
Yeah, we can see you.
Got me? Cool. Got me? Hey, don't bowl too fast at me, everyone. Okay. So, okay. Balanced. My head's in line with my feet. My back is the same angle as my shins. Okay, as my bottom part of my leg is my shin here. Okay, and then I'm going to lead with my head. Okay, I'm here. Okay, bang, I'm keeping my head up, keep my chin up. My eyes are through, and bang. Okay, so I'm in here, nice and comfortable. Some people back swings like that. Okay, Pujara. Okay, Kohli here, Smith over here somewhere. Okay, but whatever works for you, your coach will be able to work it out for you. So I'm here, I'm through, and then I'm bang. Okay, so full speed, bang, bang, bang. My eyes are here. I'm not down there because that's going to make me fall over.
So, Chris, we are over time. I know we need to let you go.
Yeah, cool.
One last thing I think I want to show everyone is share your screen. If I want to opt for the program, like where I can go, the CAP page, right? Where I can go and register for the program.
Yep. You're going to share that in here?
If you can open that up, StanceBeam Connect /CAP.
Cool. Hang on one second. That's the importance of trigger movements. It depends on you. It depends on your style. Depends on who you are and your coach assessing if that works best for you. It's about getting your feet moving a trigger movement. I think players go through it. Some do, some don't. Let me just share this screen for everyone. Nope.
Sir? Sir?
Hello.
Sir, which is the best length and line to ball so that the batsman will force into for playing a defense?
And knee roll length. So if you can get the ball to get to the batter at their knee roll, no matter who the batter is, then it's really hard for them to drive you. And if they miss it, it'll hit the top of the stumps. So knee roll length is really the one to get. Try not to worry. I don't coach players to hit a spot on the pitch. I coach them to hit the knee roll. So, with a new ball, that might mean a bit fuller. With an old ball, it might mean a bit shorter. But But if you can try and hit them on the knee all the time, and then it's really, really hard to score. Really hard to, they can't play off the back foot. It's hard for them to drive off the front foot, and we can get the ball to seam both ways. That's the right page, yes, Aminda?
Yep.
Cool.
So I think we need to let you go, Chris. We are over time.
No, it's okay.
So thanks for taking time. And guys, if you have any more questions, you can directly write to your CAP Academy, and they can pass it on to Chris, and he can answer back to you.